Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. Today's tip of the week is going to be focused on virtual communication with patients. With all the extra time quarantine has given us at home, I'm sure you have been inundated with information on new protocols to bring back to your office. I know many of you have adapted rapidly to changes in PPE protocols in order to keep your business running and your patients and staff healthy. However, today I want to talk about things we could do to adapt proactively to the situation social distancing has thrust upon us. Pre-COVID, many of you have told me that you prided yourself on strong patient relationships that have essentially formed your business and helped it flourish over time. However, the reality is that those social interactions with patients are going to look a lot different. They're one, probably going to be fewer and far between, and two, they're going to be a little bit different than they used to be. Just thinking about normal activities I used to love, such as going to the grocery store. I'm one of those people that would spend hours in the grocery store reading labels, thinking of recipes. I generally enjoyed it. Now that looks a lot different. I'm wearing a mask, I'm hurrying in there, I'm cognizant about who I'm next, what I'm touching. It has a general level of anxiety and stress now for a daily activity that I once used to enjoy. And the reality is that your patients are going through a very similar situation like this when they're coming into your office and when they're doing tasks that require venturing outside their home. The interactions that you once had with patients that made your practice whole are quite literally going to be masked. They're going to be masked by those PPE that you're wearing. It's going to be rushed. It's going to have a sense of anxiety. Therefore, it's important to think how you can continue this communication that once used to be the forefront of your practice in a different way. If the procedure does not require hands-on work, I would encourage you to meet the patient where they're at and provide a digital interaction. Now, when I say digital, I know a lot of people immediately jump to having it cost an arm and a leg. However, it doesn't have to cost you anything to help facilitate this interaction with patients. Instead, you can take advantage of the free patient communication resources you have as an aligned doctor. So the one resource that is central to communicating digitally with patients is called Smile Consult. This is a free HIPAA-compliant Zoom platform. And if you haven't started doing digital consultations or advertised it effectively to patients, you're going to set yourself behind the curve. And why I say that is because it's important to be able to encourage patients to do it digitally if they don't feel comfortable coming into your office. And this is going to give you an advantage over other offices that are not doing the same. So start thinking about those quick office visits that have patients have come into that could be transformed into a Zoom check-in instead of having the patient come in, and utilize these options. One success story that I can share with you guys is an office out in Richmond, Virginia. They started advertising free online consultations for Invisalign and other procedures they had in the office. They had 20 Invisalign consultations over the course of quarantine, which half of those patients turned into Invisalign patient starts, which is around 10. If you think about it, that's a tremendous amount of production that they were able to receive just by offering those digital consultations. And they were able to do that during a tremendously slow time that historically businesses were not doing well on. And so if they, they thought proactively on that and they were able to utilize that and they were able to give that patient experience that others were not capitalizing on. But the main thing is that can continue over the course of this new normal, and you can really take advantage of being able to provide that option to patients and communicate with them virtually. Lastly, if you utilize digital platforms, it can enhance the overall patient experience. The other free digital resource that is available to you is called Virtual Care. This is a digital resource that is specifically for Invisalign patients in treatment. Instead of bringing the patient back into the office for aligner checks, whether that's every month or every three months for you, you now can do that digitally by downloading the My Invisalign app. This is going to bridge the gap between patient and you by creating that digital interaction. So what that entails is the patient takes a picture of themselves in treatment. You can have them take it once weekly or bi-weekly, and those photos, once they upload it with their My Invisalign app, will sync to your Invisalign doctor site, and it'll match the patient up to their ClinCheck. And what that'll do is it'll flag if the patient is on track with treatment or if they need to be seen in office. Now, if they are not on track with the patient, I would again focus back to how to use those Zoom consultations. So instead of immediately bringing the patient in if they're not tracking properly, have them jump on a quick Zoom call, see them, communicate with them, get to see face-to-face, and see if they need to maybe just pull a munchie, chew a little bit more on that munchie, and we'll see what you look like next week by using a virtual consultation, or then you can bring them in if they need to be rescanned. Again, thinking proactively of, hey, what can I wait on and not bring back to the office and do digitally versus what I need to bring the patient in is going to be a huge benefit for you moving forward, not only for safety wise, but also for that PPE that is quite costly and again, doesn't facilitate that communication that you once had with patients. So to get access to both of these apps, you need to just accept terms and conditions under your Invisalign doctor site. Again, they're completely free and ready for you to use. From there, I'm more than happy to help you with training on these tools so that you and your team can maximize digital resources moving forward. I'm always here to help. Feel free to call or text or email if you have any questions. Thanks.